Good morning, Year 6. This is Miss Frost, just going through the maths for the week that's beginning Monday, the 22nd of February. Our first lesson is about understanding percentages. Now, we're mainly going to focus on 10%, but for some other challenges as well, you'll be looking at 5% of a number as well. Firstly, I'd just like you to take a look at your success criteria that you've got in front of you. So, first on the steps is, can you understand that a percentage is part out of 100? Number 2 is, can you convert a fraction of 100 square to a percentage? Number 3 is about making sure you can show your calculations, which needs to be in your book. Remember, it's 1 digit per square. Number 4 of your steps to success is, can you use the bar models provided to help you? Right, so the first thing you need to do is pause this video. You need to give yourself 10 minutes to finish the 8 questions of the daily practice. So pause the video now and give these a go in your book, and then play the video once you've finished them. Right, so let's make a start on our first lesson about percentages. So, percent means parts out of 100. So as you can see in front of you on my screen, there's 100 square. If you look, they've shaded in some of the squares in yellow. Each row represents 10 squares. So I know that I've got 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 37 parts of the 100 square are shaded. That means that it represents 37%. On the next one, it's just shaded in a different way. But still, if you're looking at the number of squares you've got, there's 49 parts out of the 100 square that have been shaded. So that's 49%. So looking at the bottom, it says 49% is shaded, which tells us that 51% is not shaded, because 49 plus 51 equals 100, and a percentage will always be out of parts of 100. So I just want you to have a look at this first of all. The question here says, has 6% of the bar model been shaded? So I want you to look up here first of all at this bar model and look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of the 10 squares have been shaded. Now it says here, does that mean that 6% has been shaded? So we need to convert it so it's over 100 to see if it's 6%. So we always want it to be out of 100 to find the percentage. So I'm going to look here, how many 10s go into 100, and the answer is 10. So I'm timesing the bottom number by 10, your denominator, and now I'm going to do the numerator. So because I timesed it by 10 on the bottom, I'm doing the same to the top. So 6 times 10 gives us 60, which means our answer is 60%. So here we can see that the way that they've done it is incorrect. They've said it's 6% and it's not. It's 6 out of 10, which is the same as 60 out of 100, which is the same as 60%. So moving on to the next question is, now it says, what percentage of this grid is coloured yellow? So straight away you should see that it's 10, 20, 30, 30%. We know it's 100 square, so it's 30 out of 100, 30%. Can you work out the percentage of the grid that isn't coloured yellow? Well done if you said that 100 minus 30 is 70. So 70% of it is white and 30% of it is yellow. Altogether, that's 100%. Next one then. What percentage of this grid is coloured blue? Again, you've been given rows of 10 that have been coloured in. So straight away you should be able to see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lots of 10. So that's 50%. If 50% of it is blue, then can you work out what percentage of it is white? Remember, you need to take that away from 100. Well done if you said 50% of it is white also. 50% add 50% equals 100% in total. Right, next one then. Getting more complicated, but still is 100 square, so it's really easy to work out. So this is 100 square. What percentage of each colour is there? So obviously we can start off with red straight away. That's a nice easy one. It's 1 square, so red equals 1%. Maybe if you've got a piece of paper, you can do it at the same time as me. See if you can work it out before me. You can always pause the video and then give it a go yourself. Green. How many of our 100 squares are coloured in? It's 2, so 2%. We've got blue, which equals 5%. We've got purple, which you need to count up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now I want you to look at the yellow rows. How many rows of 10 have been coloured in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 50% equals yellow. And then finally, we've got the colour that hasn't been shaded in. So we've got the white squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So white equals 17%. Now I'm going to ask you a question now. How can I make sure that I've got it right? What must all my numbers add up to? So well done if you knew that it adds up to 100. It's 100 square and a percentage is always out of 100. So I'm going to count it up. 3, 8, 33, add that to my 17 is 50. 50 add 50, 100. So we know we've got it correct. Right, next one then. So getting a bit harder again, but still something that you're capable of if you're moving on to the orange, red and purple tasks. So, what percentage of these building blocks are blue? First of all, I'd like you to count up the number of blocks there all together. I can already see there's one blue block, so I'm going to put 1. Out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 out of 10. Right, so I'm going to ask you a question then. Does that mean that my percentage is 1%? Well done if you said no. I've not changed it to be over 100 yet, so it's not 1%. It's 1 out of 10. So we need to change that fraction now to a percentage. How many tens go into 100? Well done if you said there was 10 tens in 100. That's what I need to times it by to find my percentage. I'm going to do the same to the top now. So multiply my numerator, which is 1, by 10. That gives us the answer 10. Now it's over 100. I know the percentage. 10% of the building blocks are blue. Maybe you could do the same now, and you could work out the green ones, the yellow ones, and the red ones. And then you can check at the end by adding it all together to see if it adds up to 100%. Give yourself that challenge, pause the video, and then carry on afterwards. Okay, so our next part that we're going to go through before you start your tasks is it says, how can this model help us to find the following? We want to find out what is 10% of £200. So our whole that we have been given is £200. So we're doing parts and a whole. The whole is 100%. So I want to work out what is 10% of £200. So I'm going to do a simple sum. I'm going to do 200 divided by 10. So you should be able to work this out. £200 divided by 10. So it means how many 10s go into 200. And your answer would be 20. And it's not just 20, is it? It's £20 because we're doing it in pounds. That means that every part is worth £20. So if you have a bar model like this, or you want to write one in your book, then you would fill it all the way across to show you that 10% is £20. The next question here says, what if it was 10% of £300 instead? So imagine instead of it being £200, it's actually £300 that we're looking for now. So what would 10% be now? So the sum that you should be doing in your head is £300 divided by 10. You know that dividing by 10, if it's a number that has 2 zeros on it, then it would move one place to the right, which means your decimal point would go there. So it's £30, or you might have just been able to do that in your head. So that means 10% is £30. Again, you'd write it all the way across in your bar model to show that each of that is a part. That is £30, altogether £300. Looking at the next one then, if it said it was 10% of £450, again, you need to look for what 450 divided by 10 would be. So I want you to pause the video and see if you can work out the yellow question, which says 10% of £450, and then see if you can challenge yourself by looking at 10% of £65. Well done if you had a go at those questions. So the answers are here. 10% of 450 means I need to divide it by 10, so everything moves one place to the right, which gives me £45. 10% would have been £45. The next question says 10% of £65. Again, when you're dividing by 10, everything moves one place to the right, which means 10% would have been £6.50. A challenge question for some of you that will come up on your sheets is, what would 20% be? So first of all, you know that 10% of £300 would be 30, which means 20% of that is 2 lots of 10%. So you'd need to do £30 multiplied by 2 to give you 20%. Some of you might need to write it down, some of you can do that in your head. So you should have got the answer £60. Well done if you managed to get that. Moving on to our final slide before you start your task. Some of the questions will require you to find 15% of a number, or 25%. So to find 5% of a number, first of all we need to find 10%. So straight away you should know that 10% of £200 is £20. So to work out 5% now, you know 5% is half of 10%, so we need to find out half of 20. Half of 20 is 10. So to find 15%, we need to add 10%, which is 20, plus 5%, which is 10. Altogether, 20 plus 10 is £30. So that would be 15%. If it was 25%, I would have worked out 2 lots of 10% to give me 20. And then I've got my 5% there, that's 10. So if it's 25%, I'd be adding 20 plus 10, which is £50. Come back to this video at any time to help you.